The Wetlands pack for Jurassic World Evolution 3 has been revealed a few days ago, and it looks pretty neat. The Irritator was the first creature they revealed, and its design is absolutely lovely, but it getting leaked was certainly challenging for Frontier, and must have irritated them immensely. But it's good to see another Spinosaurid in the game after 7 years, and it's gonna put Baryonyx to shame. Ostroraptor was the next creature that Frontier revealed, and like Irritator, it's peak. And while Ostroraptor being in the game pleases me, I'm not surprised it's here. Now, I don't know what the final creature will be at the time of writing this video, but it's looking like it's going to be a wild card. But the Wetlands pack as a whole looks promising. But the current implementation of the deep water somewhat takes away from my excitement of the Wetlands pack, as barely any creatures can swim in the deep water, and their behaviors are limited to swimming and eating. And there are plenty of more issues with the deep water currently, so today, I'd like to discuss how to improve the deep water in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And many of these ideas sound familiar to y'all, as I've discussed them independently in separate videos. So I'm going to talk about all of them and more here. But before the video starts, please consider hyping, subscribing, and liking the video, as it means a lot to me and would help me out in the algorithm. But let's get back to the video. The first modification to the deep water I would recommend is quite simple, which is allowing you to change the depth of the water. Now, I'm assuming there's a reason why you can't change the water depth like in Planet Zoo or Prehistoric Kingdom, and because of this, I'm honestly fine with having 3 different tiers of deep water, with shallow, medium, and deep depths available. The behavior of the dinosaurs could also be affected by this, as something like a Carnotaurus might not be able to traverse the deepest option, but it could wade in the shallow or medium depths. With this idea, certain animals could take advantage of this, such as the mystery dinosaur, that's obviously Dinocyrus, having a preference towards medium water depth, and it could wade through it. And this could apply to some other creatures. The next change is something that was referenced in the promotional material for Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is animals being able to eat aquatic vegetation, which to my knowledge isn't in the game currently. I personally believe creatures like Edmontosaurus or Dinocyrus could take advantage of this and eat plants in the water, and it would simply add a lot to their personality without actually doing that much. Certain creatures could wade into the water and grab plants from the riverbed, and this would be especially useful for swamp habitats, but herbivores like hadrosaurs wouldn't be able to venture into the deeper waters, mainly staying in the shallower depths. Next, more animals just need the ability to swim, with only a handful of creatures being able to traverse the deep water. Now, I don't want every creature to swim, as I like the deep water acting as somewhat of a natural barrier for a portion of the roster, but at the very least, medium and large theropods, hadrosaurs, and ostroraptors should be able to swim. Now, just because these animals can swim doesn't mean they would require deep water in their habitats, as a vast majority of the roster isn't semi-aquatic and would swim through the deep water when needed. Diving behaviors is something else seen in one of Frontier's other games, Planet Zoo, and I believe it should be brought over to Jurassic World Evolution 3, with creatures like the Pyroraptor, Baryonyx, and upcoming Irritator benefiting from being able to dive under the water and traverse the landscape, where they could hunt prey such as fish, which brings me to my next point, as I personally believe there should be free swimming fish in the deep water that would function like the Lagoon fish feeder, with small fish swimming around, as I personally think it's a bit weird that the fish appear out of thin air when one of the Spinosaurids are hunting them. This complements the diving behaviors I mentioned earlier, as certain animals would now be able to chase after fish underwater. I personally think the deep water looks a bit barren currently, and while this can be partially alleviated by modular building, the addition of schools of fish would help out immensely. While these changes to the deep water are beneficial to creatures in the game, currently, if we ever wanted to see crocodilians or amphibians added to Jurassic World Evolution 3, there would be some more needed changes, starting with creatures having the ability to interact in the deep water, specifically fighting and socializing with each other. Combat in the deep water should work like it does in the Lagoon, with certain creatures biting on each other for a few seconds and ending the confrontation, with larger species such as Spinosaurus being able to instantly kill smaller creatures such as the Pyroraptor or Irritator in the deep water if they aren't careful. Socializing should also exist in the deep water, with these creatures performing social animations similar to Lagoon animals, and I believe this could make their time in the deep water much more interesting than it is now. Crocodilians and amphibians could take advantage of hunting creatures along the water's edge, and I believe this could be performed like a regular hunting animation where an unlucky dinosaur comes up to the edge of the water for a drink. Which, side tangent, I've never seen an animal drink from the deep water, but I'm not 100% confident that it's not in the game, so if I'm wrong, ignore what I said. While crocodiles would be able to nest on land, amphibians would require an underwater nest, as their eggs would completely dry out on land, and the lack of underwater nest is the main reason I don't think we have any amphibians yet. The final change I would like to talk about is something that I'm more iffy on, which is semi-aquatic creatures being able to go into the lagoon and vice versa. This sounds like a cool idea, and I would love to see this implemented into the game, but I don't know how they would do this. A lot of people in the community have said they should add a point where the deep water connects to the lagoon, and it seems cool, but I don't know how it would work on a technical side. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. The deep water in Jurassic World Evolution 3 needs plenty of love, and I most certainly don't think it is what the community was hoping for. I wouldn't be surprised if many of these changes came to the game eventually, and I hope that Jurassic World Evolution 3 improves on the deep water, as swimming dinosaurs was one of the most wanted features by the community for Jurassic World Evolution 3, but I believe it was mishandled and could be better than it currently is. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it boosts me out in the algorithm, and that would help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I also have a channel membership with perks like early access to certain videos and shoutouts at the end of each video, so please consider joining that, with the price of a membership being $4.99 a month. I also have a Discord server, and it's a great place where I do a large variety of events such as movie nights and gaming sessions, so consider joining that. But I don't have much else to say. Bye bye y'all, have a nice day.